Okay, so we're going to look at creating team meetings in Canvas as a communication tool with students and colleagues. But first, before we get started, these are some of the things that we want to cover. We want to dispel any misconceptions of the use of Microsoft Office Teams. There are a lot of misconceptions on what Teams can be used for, how it can be used, and we'll look at that. We also want to be able to explore the many functions of Office 365 Teams as a communication tool. So there's many ways that we can use it as a communication tool. We're going to look at those different ways and then consider how we can incorporate that within our Canvas courses with our students. So first, we want to understand exactly what Office 365 Teams, what the software is, how we can use this tool. So in order to use the tool, we really have to understand what the tool is and how it works. So when you want to consider our tools, Teams as a communication tool, when you look at the Teams environment, you have down the left side menu a list of different options that you can use within Teams. So your first option is a chat tool. Teams can be used as a chat tool to allow you to chat with anyone within the organization. So you can chat with faculty, staff, students, anyone that has a UNC FSU email address or a UNC Broncos email address. You can chat with anyone with those addresses. And when I say chat, all you have to do is just the chat feature, then you want to start a chat and just type in their name. It will find that person and you can chat back and forth with that person. So that's using it as a chat feature. Also, Teams can be used as an office phone. When you consider Teams as your office phone, on the phone feature, any of those people that have the UNC addresses within the Fayetteville State or the Broncos, so that includes faculty, staff, and students, you can type in their name to search for that person. Once you find the person that you want, you can click on the phone feature. And what it does is it will actually call that person via your computer, through the microphone on your computer, and you can talk with that person. So you do not have to know a student's cell phone number. You do not have to know a staff member's office number, as long as they're logged into Teams. And you can tell who's in Teams, like it'll show you their availability. So this person was currently away. If a person's not logged in, it will say offline, but you can tell when a person's logged in. It's usually green if they're available. And you can call within Teams. You can set up your voicemail and everything. So some people actually use Teams as their office phone. Okay, you can also use Microsoft Teams as a file system. Teams will automatically link to your OneDrive. That's why we told everyone it's so important for you to save your documents on your OneDrive. Anything that's saved on your desktop or within documents on your computer, you won't have access to those things. So as long as you save everything to your OneDrive from within Teams, you have access to the OneDrive, no matter where you are. Next, we want to look at Teams as an organizer. Teams also has access to your Outlook calendar. So any meetings, anything that you have on your Outlook calendar, from logging into Teams, you'll have access to all of that content on your calendar. So we can look at Teams right now. We can tell if we click on files, we have access to our OneDrive. That's all of our content that we use. We have access to our calendar, which will show everything that's on our Outlook calendar. We can use it as a telephone feature where we can call anyone within the university, faculty, staff, and students. And we can use Teams as a chat feature so that we can chat with everyone. Now, the next feature is where we have the misconception. using Teams as a actual Teams feature. When you look at the Teams feature, you may not ever be a member of a team, and that's okay, because you still can use the chat, the phone, the calendar, access all your documents on your OneDrive. But for those of you that are members of different teams, what it does is it creates a team for that group of individuals. And within that team, it allows you to have access to all of those different features. So if you're in a team and you decide that from this team on the general tab, it will allow you to chat with everyone that's a part of that team. So anytime you click on your team, under general, you can start a conversation and you're talking to everyone within the team, okay? It will also allow you to actually have a video chat with everyone in the team. It will, when you click on it, it will call everyone that's within this team. So the Teams feature itself, it just pulls up and gives you access to all of these features, your files, everything for an actual team. So no longer do you have to try to email everybody, pull up an email group, and then send a file attachment via email. You just pull up your team, chat with everybody within the team. If you want to add an attachment, anytime you add an attachment to a general chat, it automatically, when you click on files, it saves all of those attachments. So anytime that you want to look at something that was shared within the team, you just go to your team and it'll share the content. So now that gives us everything about Teams and how it works. And I can stop right now if there are any general questions about the team software and how it's used as far as just using Teams. And I know some of you may have never used Teams. So once we finish the presentation, I will show you how to get to Teams, how to open Teams, and all those things. So are there any questions at this time before we move into using Teams within Canvas? This is just an overall view of Teams. Are there any questions right now? Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started with how we can incorporate Teams within our Canvas environment. And this is just another view of actually having a team. You have a general tab. So if you're on a team, you can create tasks for members of your team. So different groups, if that team has some people that are from student accounts, the registrar's office, IT, you can actually assign tasks to those different people and you can tell what everybody's doing within that team. So now we want to look at teams within our Canvas environment. When you consider Canvas and you open up Canvas and you want to create an announcement or you're creating a assignment, anywhere you see the text editor within Teams, and this is your text editor, when you click on the apps feature, it looks like a little extension cord that you can plug in. When you click on the drop down for the apps feature, it will actually show you all of the apps that is a part of Canvas that you can use within Canvas. Once you click on the drop down, it will allow you to select the app that you want to use. So if we wanted to actually create a Teams meeting for our students within Canvas, we would just click on that drop down, and then we'll come in here and we would select Microsoft Teams meeting. And I will demonstrate how to do all of this. Once you select the meeting, I'm sorry, I wanted to read a question here. Is anyone seeing a Bronco logo in front of the presentation?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let me see. Because I do not see a Bronco logo.
I'm not seeing a logo.
I don't see it either.
Don't see either.
On the screen right now, you see the select app and then select the teams.
Yes.
And where is the Bronco logo for those of you that see a logo?
It's on the right side of the screen, but I think it's actually just your photo. It's not on the presentation now that I look closer.
Okay. Wanted to make sure. that it's not, so that may be, you may need to just move. This is what you would need to do for the Bronco logo. When you look at how you see the participants, you can close that little window. Can you move that around? I think it's on your actual PC for those of you that see the logo. Okay, so I'll go ahead and continue. You can minimize that if I'm mistaken. Okay, once you actually select teams, the first thing you'll see is that teams will, a window will pop up that will ask you to sign up teams. So you would just log in with your Fayetteville State email address, and then you would enter your Fayetteville State password. Once you log in, it will allow you to create a meeting. So you would click on the link to create your meeting. This is where you can add the title for your meeting, if you want to call it office hours, or if you're creating say you want to have an online lecture time where you want everyone to sign in and you're going to present something to your students and as a lecture online, you can name it whatever you want. If it's a lecture, then you want to select the date and you're going to select the time. And when you click create, the next screen you'll see is this one here that will show you the meeting announcement. And all you have to do is click copy. Once you click copy, it automatically posts that within your announcement or assignment that created within Canvas. So it brings us right back here to where we're within the text editor and it shows your meeting information. You can type in any comments you want for the students, please log in. It'll have the meeting date, the time, and you can tell them that this is a online lecture, whatever it is you want to tell your students. Is there a question? Okay, before we go to a sample assignment, I want to show you how to get to Microsoft Teams. Does everybody see the Fayetteville State website right now?
Yes.
Okay, to log into Teams, you can go to your faculty and staff. You want to scroll down and you will log into your webmail. Also, as employees, you do have access to Teams on your desktop where you can click on your start button and then scroll down and look for Teams. I have it pinned over here on the side, but you can get to Teams using, and we're going to use the web feature. So this way, I'll let you know that it doesn't matter where you are. You can be anywhere across country. When you click on webmail, it will allow you to log in to your Microsoft Office team. Right now, I'm currently logged in where I clicked on stay logged in. So I'm already logged in, but I will put in my Fayetteville State email address and my password. So over here on the left, you can see that normally when you log in, you go to Outlook to see your email. Here's your OneDrive. So that's why we say it's so important that you save everything to the OneDrive, because by saving it to you OneDrive, you have access to it any computer, any PC, wherever you are, you can log in, pull up your email and have access to all of your documents that's saved on your Office PC in the office. Okay, so when you scroll down, you can go down to Teams. We'll go ahead and click on Teams. And I need to sign out because this pulled up the wrong.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
So I want to log into Fayetteville State.
Where is off?
Okay. So let me sign out. Go back to Teams and see if it'll take me to the right one. So if you have more than one Outlook account, so we want to use the web version. So I will continue in the web version, and it did it again. So just give me a minute. Let me sign out of this one. And I will sign out here. Okay. Now I'll go back to my webmail. I'm going to sign in. Hit log in. All right, let's try Teams again. If it doesn't pull up Fayetteville State, we'll still continue and just go with that one. Okay, here we go. So when it first comes up, it's on my Teams. Okay, but remember I told you you have the chat feature. So if you over here on the left, if you click on chat, it'll pull up all of the chats that you have from within Teams, and you can chat. Now, you have the call feature. If I need to call anyone, I can call. Calendar, remember I said it pulls from your Outlook, so it shows everything that's currently on your Outlook calendar. When you go into files, this will pull up your OneDrive. If I click on OneDrive, it pulls up all of my folders with everything that I have saved on my OneDrive based on just like you would normally see it when you pull up your File Explorer folder down here at the bottom and click on OneDrive. Okay, so this is my OneDrive. So now we want to go back to our Teams. We want to look at how we can, now you see how you can log into Teams. We want to see how we can use this within Canvas. So in a different browser, I am going to log into my Canvas, which I have logged in here. I will open a course. So say I want to create an announcement using Teams. So I'll create an announcement, letting them know that we're going to do office hours. So once you create your announcement, you put in your title. And remember here, this is where I told you can type in anything you want. And I'll pick a date. What is this? Let's see. So we'll go with 10 o'clock AM. So maybe about 1. So now, all we have to do is we want to click on the drop down for our apps. Right here is showing Teams, but I'm gonna click on View All, just so that we can see how it looks. You scroll down through. This is where you can add like YouTube videos, different things that you want to have for your course. Okay. So we'll go ahead and click on Teams. It should prompt me to sign in because I'm using a different browser. So I'll go ahead and click sign in. And it automatically remembered me. So I am going to create a meeting. I will select the date. We said we want to do it on Wednesday. And it's going to start at 10. I'm gonna just change it. There we go. And we want to end it at 1 p.m. Okay. Now that looks good. That's a 3-hour time frame. So we want to go ahead and say create. Now that it's created, notice I had to scroll down to see my copy. So the copy, it places my meeting here for the students. I put on here that we're having our office hours for the week. I don't want to type anything else in. That's good for me. So I'll go ahead and click save. And the announcement will go out. And all the students have to do is click join. And it'll ask them as far as how to open the application. You can open the link. And it opened on a new page. I am going to pull it over so that you can see it. And it comes up here. And I am going to turn this off because we don't want to hear echo. And then they would just click join. And now we have the meeting. I have my office hours up. Notice it says waiting on others to join. So I will just have this up sitting on my PC while I'm doing other work. As soon as a student pop in, say it's now 11:30, a student wanted to pop in to ask questions about an upcoming assignment. I will know when the student pops in because it'll chime and let me know that someone else is coming in. So you can always click here to see participants. But once the student comes in, you'll hear a little bell ring, and then you can come off mute and talk to the student. That student leaves, you sit here, and that way you'll have it up between 10 and 1 so that students can come and go within office hours. Once the meeting is done, well, your office hours are up at 1 o'clock, you can go ahead and click leave, and it ends, and you're done. Okay, now, how about considering different assignments that we want to use within Teams? And create just a sample group or project assignment. This assignment was create a book chapters so that you can say that between the students that you wanted to create a book on learning theories. So you can assign a different theory to each group. And within that group, you would have all of your students divided into groups. Each one will you would select one of these chapters, and the students are to create the chapter for the topic that you assign to them. And each chapter, they're going to create a chapter objective. They're going to create the body, which includes the introduction and the body. They'll use some examples of the method. So if they had the inquiry method, they would use some examples of how to create assignments for the inquiry method. Then they'll have some additional resources. Extended activities you want them to create. They will create a chapter questions at the end of with a key and then have references. So say once you divide them into this group, you will have each group can select a team lead. Okay. So within that team lead, you want to tell your students that the team leader will be the one that create the meetings and teams and send it out to each member of their group. And they can meet within teams as many times as they want. When they chat within teams, it actually creates that link for them to upload assignments. So if one person was just working on the chapter questions, they can share the chapter questions within the chat, and then they can compile all of their content for that chapter just by working in groups within teams. So that's just a way to get your students involved in working in teams and projects. Okay, so that was just one example that I had. So now it's time for us to talk as a group. Are there any questions, any other examples of how you think you might want to use Teams, either for, your office hours? We know we can use it for office hours. We know we can use it as a lecture tool where we can share our screen and talk with our students. Now we can assign our students group projects where they can actually meet within Teams, within a chat. Anytime that the group lead sends out a meeting announcement or chat, it creates a chat within the meetings for those students so that way they can share documents, chat with each other. They can actually you can turn a chat into a video conference so that they can conference together via video with each other as well. So were there any suggestions or questions? Let me pull up. You here, or Shantae, can you guys check the chat for me to see if there are any questions loaded?
Sure. No, I don't see any questions at this time.
Are any of you currently using Teams within your Canvas environment for your students?
Yes, I'm using it. Peter here.
There was a question about when I save files on my OneDrive, they remain personal. That is correct. Anything that's saved on your OneDrive, only you can see it. They are not shared with the entire campus. The only time you have to share documents that are on your OneDrive. So if there are people that you want to share your documents with, you can, but that's strictly your choice. Anything that's on the OneDrive that's why we want you to save everything there. And also by saving your stuff on your OneDrive, it still gives you access to it from anywhere by logging into your email. So that's the great thing about the OneDrive. So if you don't have a campus laptop, you have a campus desktop, you're saving all of your work on your OneDrive while you're here at work. When you go home, if there's something you wanted to update, you didn't have a campus laptop, you just pull up your home PC, log into your webmail, click on OneDrive, and you can pull up your documents, edit those documents. As soon as you edit the documents and close it, it automatically saves. And that way you can update any of your documents from home. Are there any other questions about any other features within Teams? So that's the great part about it. When you consider Teams, it allows not only your you access the students have access to all of this as well. So students, you can do one-on-one video conferences with each student if you needed to. Say a student is falling behind and you're trying to help with retention and you need to talk with the student. You can schedule a meeting with the student and you guys can, you can share information that might be helpful for the student, talk with the student, find out what's going on, and try to help the student. So you can have conferences via Teams, one-on-one with your students. I see a hand raised. Was there a question?
Yes, hi, this is Crystal, and
Uh-huh.
I put the same question in the chat, so I apologize.
Okay.
I'm a part-time faculty member, and
Mhm.
so am I still able to use Teams for the office phone option?
Yes, anybody, including students. It doesn't matter if you're part-time. You can use Teams. As long as you log into Teams, you can click on that phone feature and call anyone on campus. Once you decide, you can create a voicemail. So remember on the slide where it showed, let me go back. Set up your voicemail from within Teams. And if you want to let students know, let everybody know, I'm sorry, I passed it. If you just want to let them know to actually contact you, you can be contacted via Teams. They can call you from within Teams. That way you don't have to have a number. You just tell them to log into Teams. They can call you. You can click on this and it will allow you to create your voicemail. So you can just create a voicemail the same way you would for a regular phone. So whenever you're not available and that person calls you within Teams, they can leave your voicemail. And then when you log into Teams, you can click on voicemail and listen to all of the voicemails that were left for you by your students. Okay, so and if you are using Teams as a phone feature, you can also download the Microsoft Office app onto your phone or just install Teams on your phone. So you can go to your app store or I think it's, I'm not sure what it's called for Amazon phone, but you can download Teams. And when you install Teams, all you have to do is put in your Fayetteville State email address and password. It will link it into Teams. That way it's on your phone. So if someone calls you, your Teams app will actually ring on your cell phone as well.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Were there any other questions? We would love for you to look in the chat. We have added our survey. If you can do a survey for today of the workshop, that helps us to ensure that we're creating helpful workshops for you all, tools that you can use. So we really appreciate that. It allows me to better see and understand the job that I'm doing and help me to do a better job in serving you. Are there any other questions or comments about Teams or how you can use it as a assignment tool? Was that group assignment helpful to where you can see how you can use it to actually have students work in groups?
Speaking just for myself, unfortunately, I had to be multitasking because of student things, but I think I got the gist of it. So I think I'm going to be okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, if there are no questions, remember this was recorded. It will be available on the Office of Faculty Development Training site within Canvas. And if there are no other questions or comments, we'll go ahead and end for now. I will also continue to look at different ways or assignments as I get suggestions from others of how they're using it. I like to share that. So we will continue to post on our office Canvas site. So any type of suggestions, helpful how-tos, what others are doing. So that way you can always go and have a look on our training site to see how other people are using the tool. It may give you ideas for how you can incorporate it within your course as well. So thank you for taking the time to meet with us this morning. I hope you guys have a enjoyable rest of the day. Looked like there was one additional new comment. Let's see. Okay, it's just saying thankful. Thank you. So thank you guys for taking the time to meet with us, and we look forward to providing other useful tools for you all. And I am excited to be a part of the Office of Faculty Development. So I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Don't hesitate to call me if you have any questions. Have a good day.
That's it.